I've been collecting all of these cat food bags so that I can make a trashin' fashion dress. The first step, and the hardest, longest, most difficult step, was collecting these bags for months and months and months. I've actually been collecting them so long that they no longer use the woman and the cat on the front with the purple. They now have a man and a cat, and it's blue. Like, the whole packaging has changed. That's how long this took. The first step was cutting off the tops and the bottoms of all of the bags. Now, I don't know if it was my Dollar Tree scissors or if it's the bags themselves. Surprisingly, I actually think it's the bags. They're quite difficult to cut through. They're very, very strong. These bags are made of plastic, but it's like a woven plastic. So it's very thick and it's multiple layers. And on top of that, at the ends and on the side right here where they seal the bag, it's double, triple, and quadruple layered depending on the part of the bag you're cutting. So it's really, really thick. Cutting down the side of the bag right here and then opening it up was the easiest part to cut. And I was still struggling with it, as you can clearly see. But then again, I don't remember these cat food bags being advertised as easy to cut fabric. We'll just zoom through the other bags because it's the exact same process over and over again. PSA, actually I don't know what PSA stands for, but I think this is the right way to use it in a sentence. Actually, I think I meant FYI. For your information. One of the 6 bags did have these little maggots in it. Most of them were dead, but there was a couple that were moving still. So that was a bit gross. So if you do decide to do this project, maybe cut open and wash the bags as you go instead of collecting them for half a year and then cutting them up and cleaning them all in one go. All of the bags had some food dust and some of them still had a few kibbles in them. So I feel like a 1 out of 6 bug infestation isn't that bad. But it's kind of funny because my mom and I were just discussing how miraculous it was that there hadn't been any bug problems or ants or anything. And then here there were. I still haven't told her. She doesn't need to know about those. Anywho, once the bags were all washed off, I let them dry and I started cutting out my pattern pieces. For the bodice, I cut out 1 layer of the plastic cat food bags, exactly how you would cut out fabric. And then I also cut out a layer of fabric for the lining, the exact same way. Each piece was sewn right sides together and then it was top stitched just to help everything lay flat. Overall, sewing through this material wasn't too difficult. It was the actual handling of it that gave me a few problems. Obviously, this isn't fabric, so it didn't want to behave like fabric, and it was very difficult to sew in the curves, especially the bust areas. But I figured it out, we made it through. I used a really, really narrow presser foot, and I think that definitely helped. And I also sewed very, very slowly. Alrighty, this thing is structured. We have the cute little cat center front, and then the back is like this because I'm going to do, the loops with the lace up. Once I had sewn the outer plastic and sewn together the inner lining, I just sandwiched them together, wrong sides together, and then I put a binding on the top, bottom, and both sides. I just completely bound everything so there were no raw edges. Okie dokies, there it is. I probably could have cut a little differently and ended up with 1 or 2 more panels, but I wanted some of the cats to be facing upwards. Like, I wanted them to be facing the correct way so they weren't all upside down. They're not really all the same pieces. There's like 3 different sizes here, so I'm just gonna sew them up and see what happens. The audio wasn't very good here, but basically what I was saying is that I needed to pull my machine out because there wasn't enough room. Doesn't really look like it, but trust me, I have a lot more room. It's almost like a whole foot. As I was saying before, the material itself wasn't that hard to sew through, but as I kept adding panels to the skirt, it kept getting stiffer and larger, and it was just kind of fiddly to maneuver. Ran out of bobbin thread. I also think I might need to change out needles already. I don't know if I can use this whole needle for this whole project. It's not necessarily dulling, but I can just tell it's not going through this as well, so it must be dulling. The ridiculous things I do in the name of fashion and art and to entertain you guys. I measured absolutely nothing when I was cutting out the skirt. I was just trying to get as much fabric as I could. Look at this. Why is it actually a little bit bigger than I need? What? Like, that's amazing. Also, look at this shape. Maybe I'll put like a boning channel or something here to get it to pop up. There, see? Anyway, I'm going to sew up the back. Might have to trim it a little to fit me better. I'm gonna add in a waistband and a zipper. And if I have enough of that purple bias binding left, I'm going to cut up and finish off the hem and then do the purple binding around that. I think that would look really cute and tie it in with the bodice. I had enough of the purple binding left, and I was even able to use it for a silly thin little waistband, and I had a small amount left over for some future projects. This wasn't necessarily difficult either. The binding went on pretty well because it's cut on the bias, and this is a circle skirt, so that was really nice. There's absolutely no way I could have hemmed this with a rolled hem. It just would not have worked. I don't even think I could have serged it and then folded it in once. And that's all there was for the skirt. To finish off the bodice, I just needed to add some kind of lace up back. I just did this by taking some rectangles of the bag material, folding it in on itself, folding it in on itself again, and then sewing it and folding it in on itself the other way, and boom, I had a whole bunch of loops to sew up the back. I never ever said that this was a tutorial. I just removed the needle from my machine and I am throwing it out now, immediately, before I accidentally use it on fabric and, you know, mess something up. The tip did not break. It's still relatively pointy, but if I look at it, it's dull, so it's done. And now it's time for the grand reveal. Buddy. Okay, you're such a good girl. All right, you guys, here's the dress. Oop, I just got done filming the short form content going this way on my phone. Going vertical on my phone, now we're going horizontal, and I just realized I didn't get any horizontal videos outside. So you're just gonna get this. It's so hot. It's currently hot outside. I believe it's supposed to be 95 for the high, but feels hotter than 95, and that's the important part because there's humidity. I'm sweating so bad already, so you know, Florida things. Da-da-da. Alrighty, can't wait to get out of this. Plastic is hot. Maybe this is what Barbie feels like in her plastic polyester clothes. The funny thing is we all wear plastic clothing almost every single day. It's just disguising itself as fabric. Here, I'll let you guys get a look at the back. The skirt is not perfect. Anyway, you can see a little dip here and a little dip there. And I feel like there was one more, I guess not. I didn't actually finish off the zipper. I couldn't be bothered since it's a trash dress. But it will not be going in the trash. I'm going to be donating this to my local Creative Reuse Center. So they're like a secondhand art and craft store. And then they also take weird and wacky creations as well. I feel like I meant to do something else, but I don't know what I meant to do. So I guess I'm just gonna get out of this and be done. This top is actually really cute. Could use it for dancing. I think you saw how you do that one. I could use it for sewing. I could use it for watching sad movies or doing work. So thank you so much for watching my 100% plastic dress creation. No, seriously, polyester binding, plastic zipper, and I think the thread was also polyester. So it is a 100% plastic dress, just like any other dress you can get anywhere. Bye!